Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Imam Muhammad Musri, President of the Islamic Society of Central Florida. Tonight, I want to give you a quick introduction to zakat and how you calculate it. This differs from one year to another, so we will cover this year, Ramadan 1440, and we begin with what is the importance of zakat in Islam. Zakat is mentioned at least 82 times in the Quran with salat, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us, aqimu salah wa atu zakah. It's a command that we must fulfill. So zakat is an obligation and it's a pillar in Islam. It's the third pillar. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in the hadith that was reported by Abdullah ibn Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhuma, بني الإسلام على خمس شهادة إن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وصوم رمضان وحج البيت. And we see that mentioning Salat and Zakat as the pillars of Islam together, even in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to show us how important it is. What is Zakat on, or what does it cover? All types of money or wealth that we have. We're going to cover some of the most common forms of wealth that you and I have here in the United States, such as cash. If you have cash in your pocket or in a checking account or in a safe, that cash is subject to zakat once a year at 2.5%. Also, if you have investments like stocks, like retirement accounts, IRA accounts, 401k or 403b, or similar accounts, those are all subject to zakat. If you have gold and silver, that's subject to zakat. If you have a business, like a gas station or a grocery store, it is subject to zakat. If you have real estate, like lands or houses or other properties, you have to make sure to pay zakat on it. Also, your income, your salary and your bonuses and your fees that you charge to your customers, you should pay zakat on it. There are some uncommon zakat categories, used to be common in the past, like if you are a farmer, then on the farmland that you have on your agricultural products, as well as if you had cattle, you also have to pay zakat on the cattle that you have. Let's take those categories one by one. First, we'll start with the cash. The cash is everything that is liquid assets. It could be in a checking or savings account. As long as you are able to pull it very quickly, it's considered cash. Also, if you give someone a loan for a short period of time, it's considered zakatable because it's supposed to be returned to you. Refundable deposits also are subject to zakat. So include all of the forms of cash that you may have, regardless if they are in your pocket, in the home, or in the bank, they're all subject to zakat. The second category is investments. If you are a partner in a company, then your share of the partnership is subject to zakat. If you are a shareholder of a major company, you own stocks and bonds, then the value of your portfolio is subject to zakat. If your investments are in mutual funds or options and future contracts, bonds or treasury bonds, then you should pay zakat on the value of it in your account once a year. Also, if you have retirement accounts, many people overlook because they say we don't have access to those. This is your money and you do have access, but you should pay zakat on it if you like it to grow and be there for you when you retire. IRA accounts, traditional or Roth, also pension accounts, 401ks, 403bs, and so on. Include the face value of all of these and the brokerage account value year to year based on a Hijra calendar year. The next category is gold and silver. Now, in the Hanafi madhab, you have to pay on the gold and silver that you have. In the Shafi'i and Maliki, you can pay on the gold and silver that you are storing value with, not on jewelry that the woman uses for daily use. Also, utensils and other tools that are made of gold and silver are subject to zakat. The fourth category is the business. Some of us have businesses, and it may be a gas station or a restaurant or grocery store or factory or import-export business. Whatever the type of business really doesn't matter. All what you need to know is the balance sheet of your business. Get from your accountant, from your CPA, the balance sheet. It gives you the assets minus liabilities, and that will tell you how much your net worth is and how much zakat you have to pay on it. The next category is real estate. Excluding your residence where you live, Islam gives you that zakat exemption for it. But if you own a second home, or if you own a land, or if you own rental properties, the value of those is subject to zakat. How do you figure the value? Visit the website of your county or city property appraiser, and you will see the value, that's taxable value, which is lower than the market value, but you can go with that sure value as the value for calculating your zakat. If you have a secondary home but you are not renting it, you have it for your parents or your grown-up children, then it is exempt from zakat. If you have a job and you get salary, then the income on that salary, there is zakat on it. So you exclude the taxes that you pay, you just pay on the take-home net income, and you include tax refunds because that sometimes is overlooked. Bonuses also at the end of the year, if they gave you bonuses, you have to include them in the amount that's subject to zakat. You can subtract from that amount the average living expenses for your family, depending on the size of your family. So look at the table here, depending on the size of your family. If you are single, then you can exempt $12,490. If you are a family of four, husband, wife, and two children, for example, you can exempt $25,750 from zakat. You don't pay from your income on that amount. So you have to look at these tables and see how much you can exempt from your income for zakat purposes. The zakat rate varies. For most of us, it's 2.5% annually, but if you are a farmer who have agricultural products, then it's 5%. If you depend on rain only, it's 10%. And if it is treasures that people get out of the earth, like oil or natural gas or spring water or other minerals, then the zakat on it is 20%. Also for people who own cattle, there is one sheep for every 40. And if you have these extraordinary types of zakat, please contact us. We will assist you with calculating it. Now, you have to reach the minimum nisab to be subject to zakat, and that's equivalent to the price of 3 ounces of gold, which varies from one year to another. In this Ramadan, 1440, the value is about 3,965. So if your total assets are less than that, you don't owe zakat. But if you have this much or more, then you have to pay 2.5% on that. Who collects the zakat? The Prophet ﷺ used to collect the zakat, and he used to send zakat collectors to the different cities and tribes to collect it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran commanded him to do so. He said, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. Take from their money sadaqah or zakat to purify them and to cleanse them with it. The Prophet ﷺ used to have specialized people, a department like the IRS, to go around and collect the zakat and to distribute it. And that is what we have right now, the Zakat Assessment and Collection Agency, which is part of the Islamic Society of Central Florida, and its job is to collect and distribute the zakat. The zakat cannot be transferred to other cities or states or countries. Many people make the mistake of giving away their zakat to relief agencies or to friends and relatives overseas. You can give them sadaqah as much as you like, but it will not count as zakat. So you have to be careful. It is similar to think about if you are paying your property tax on your home or your land in another county. It will not exempt you from what you owe this county where you live. And if you pay your income tax to another government, the IRS is not going to forgive you for it. They're going to still demand that you pay your income tax. So zakat is very similar to that, and we have to be careful in calculating it correctly and in paying it where we live and where the money resides. Now, in the four madhahib, it's made very clear. Imam Shafi'i says it's not allowed, not jaiz, to transfer zakat. Same with Imam Malik and Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. Imam Abu Hanifa said it is makruh, that it is hated and disliked. So we have to be careful. The only people who can transfer it is the leader of the community when there's surplus to the local need. Who receives the zakat? In Surah At-Tawbah, verse 60, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us 8 types of categories of people that we have to support with zakat. The first one is the poor, to assist them. Those are the unemployed or those people who are living below the poverty line and don't have enough for their food and their basic needs, their shelter and so on. The second type are the needy, those who have work but they don't make enough to suffice for their basic needs. And the third category are the employees of the Zakat Collection Agency in order to carry out this obligation, just like the employees of the IRS. And the fourth category is for reconciling the hearts of potential Muslims so they accept Islam, and when their families turn their backs on them, they know that the Muslim community will support them to stand on their feet. The fifth is the prisoners. In the past, there were slaves, and you could use zakat to free slaves. As slavery was outlawed, now you can use the zakat money to help the prisoners who lost their freedom in order to stand on their feet once they exit the prison system and they need help so they do not commit crimes once again. Also, the people who are in debt, involuntary debt, such as a person who had a medical emergency or was hit by a disaster like a tornado or hurricane, lost their property, their home, their car, and so on. Those people can be helped with zakat, not the ones who borrow a lot of money from the bank for mortgage or credit cards. That's not eligible for zakat. The next category is fi sabilillah, and that is a wide category that includes every service like Islamic education and da'wah and Islamic media. And the last category is the Ibn Sabil, the wayfarers who are in transit and they lose all their money and they need help to get back home to their families. Now I want to share with you a simple example of how you calculate your zakat on your income. If you are a family of 5, husband, wife, and 3 children, and say the income of the family is 70,000 and you don't have any other income or property, then first you take out the tax, which is about $5,084. Then your income will be reduced to about $64,916. You take out the exemption that we talked about in the table before, and that's $30,170 for 5 members, and the amount that's subject to zakat is only $34,746, and you multiply that by 2.5%, and your zakat is just a little over $800. Compare that with your tax, which is more than 6 times the tax on your money than your zakat. So I hope this example helps you. I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us and to visit us online at iscf.org/zakah, ZACA. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.